the week after I made my home debut at
Yeah,
Mercedes-Benz Stadium in front of 70,000, and I
mad.
started that game against Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and that was a day I never forget either.
Yes, sir. I'm your host, Leroy, and welcome back to The Insight. But before we start, could you make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any new content that will be coming your way very soon. But without further ado, enjoy the pod. How important is the mental aspect of the game? Like, obviously, the technical and the tactical and the physicality is important, but I feel like I was talking to um, Josh, one of my other teammates, and he was saying how he learned a lot mentally when he was at Philadelphia. Like you were saying, like high players hold their stuff to high standards. So have you kind of like taken that and kind of used it to your advantage, or like what's going on?
Yeah, 100%. Um, I feel like with some of the players at Atlanta, it's the level is so high, and then if you don't want to adapt to that and you don't want to change your mentality, then you're never going to get to that level. Like especially for a player that's not really a starter, considered for Atlanta. You've got to hold yourself to that level,
Yeah.
even higher maybe in training. Because you've got to really try and outcompete just to even get a chance. Because they're not going to change anything otherwise. But more for mentality for me, I've seen so many great players that haven't had that drive and that kind of consistency in their head, and that kind of ability and openness to learn things and listen to others. I'm not saying I'm the best at listening to people, but just like kind of keep going, keep chugging along. A lot of people that I've met in the past who have been way better football players than me, I've not been able to keep chugging along and keep going and work on things that they know that they're weak at. Everyone kind of like a lot of players in the past have hid kind of their emotions and kind of hid themselves from the game a little bit, and it's really inhibited the growth and stuff. And they'd probably end up being a better position than me. If they'd have kept with it and stayed mentally strong.
True. Well, now with everything coming back and more games being played, how was your preseason and how are the games going?
Yeah, so preseason, I think it's like our third preseason right now because we had
So
a little break coming back from the Orlando tournament.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we
How
just
was
kind of
that?
that was crazy. We were locked down in a hotel for 3.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Some
Man,
teams were locked down there for 5, 6 weeks. But it was a good opportunity to get back and kind of play, and then kind of get back into it because nothing was really going on. We were just sitting on our couches at home, in
yeah,
Atlanta. But yeah, it was actually amazing how it worked out. There was no positive test when everyone was down there. We played, we trained. Um, I think they got a decent amount of viewers and stuff watching the game. So
yeah.
yeah, it was tough to be away, but at the end of the day, it's our job. And 3, 4 weeks out of the year, I mean, to go play football, you can't really complain too much.
No, true. So how is your preseason now going and the games? Obviously, it's weird like playing with no fans, but yeah,
Yeah, we're out of kind of preseason now. It's kind of we play games every 3 days, but there's kind of the first phase, which is this phase, which is six games against three teams, home and away.
mm,
We kind of just we just had Glass as our new manager now, interim manager. So just kind of learning from him and finding out how to kind of play and his style, which is the style which is basically the identity of the club. But we're just trying to really iron a lot of the creases out.
yeah.
So we kind of drawn our last two games, and we're kind of working our way up. So hopefully we'll start getting some wins and that. But it's no hiding. It's not really been the best start to the year. A lot of people are questioning Atlanta, as a team this year.
Yeah.
But I think we're ready to prove them wrong.
No, for sure. Talk us through when you made your debut when there were still fans.
Yeah, so when made my Nashville debut, that's when I came on uh, in the second half, start of the second half. Basically, yeah, got my shirt on and then just walked over to the official, put 27 up. two off, and then I walked out, and it was like it was like loads of mannequins with like flashlights all around. There was like 60,000 people there, and I didn't think it was all people when you look all the way up. It's just like kind of like shadows.
Mad.
It was like the craziest experience ever, but you block it out as soon as you get there. I mean, I'm sure it's just like tunnel vision. You don't really
Yeah.
listen to the fans because you're just trying to focus so much. But yeah, it was amazing. And then the week after, I made my home debut at
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium in front of 70,000, and I started
Mad.
that game against Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and that was a day I never forget either.
Mad. Did you like feel nervous at all? Like, or did the game before
Yeah.
help you?
No, I was nervous. Kind of, it's funny. The week before the Cincinnati home opener, when I knew I was going to start after I'd already played the Nashville game,
Yeah.
I had a couple of stinky training sessions, and Frank kept believing in me. Frank was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
He knew I was just nervous because I knew what was about to unfold.
Yeah.
Anyway, after a couple of bad touches and that, kind of in the, I think a day or two before, I was like, okay, I accepted, and kind of thought, well, this is happening, and I'm going to this is now or never, so I kind of
Yeah.
accepted that and kind of was, just went hell for leather and, see what happens. Because I thought I was, I knew I was good enough, but a lot of the time, when you jump and you go, from one level to another, you kind of doubt yourself if you've never played, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but in the end, it was amazing to play. I did quite well, so it was happy. I was happy in the end.
That's good, man. So like at the end, I normally ask like little advice questions to see where people's heads are. So the
Okay.
first one is, how do you deal with criticism?
Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
And basically, try and listen to everything that they say. Um, just take it in. At the end of the day, if it's not the right thing, it's still a different perspective. And I feel like if you get as many perspectives as possible, then it's only going to lead to kind of you having a more knowledgeable viewpoint.
That's good. How do you deal with not playing when you think you should be playing?
That's a tough one. Because that's me currently right now.
Yeah.
You just got to keep learning. I feel like there's a time, and I feel like if you work hard in a team, you're always going to get that opportunity, and that opportunity will come. It's just, can you take that opportunity?
When it comes, yeah.
Time after time again, even if it comes one time and you do well, and then the next time is 4 months later. If you can keep taking your opportunities, that's going to determine your success.
No, that's good. If there was anything in your career so far that you could change, what would it be?
Probably not being complacent and naive at United when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. And then if you've got any advice for any young players that are coming up, what would that one piece of advice be?
Um, my one piece of advice would probably be work hard to start, and then go out of your comfort zone. Take chances. If you think that there's an opportunity out there for you, which is a little bit different, go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, um, us coming to America, that's so different, but
Yeah.
it worked out for us both. We both got that experience, and I just feel like a lot of young players kind of feel like, if I don't succeed in this environment, then it's over. Like, there's so much opportunity, you've just got to go and look, and you'll find it.
Was there anybody else that you knew who was coming, who like were going to America at the time you decided to come?
Yeah, there was Josh Signey, who went to Campbell.
Yes, Joshua.
Yeah. um, There was a couple of other players. I think that Elliot Chatterton was over here. He was the goalkeeper from Manchester United Academy, the year older than me. There's Eddie Fullwood
Okay.
from United too. There was quite a lot. Yeah.
Damn.
It's hard though in my head just to kind of
Run off
remember
names.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good, man. Nah, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy, so I wish you the best of luck with all your games coming up, innit?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on the show, and good luck with yourself too with the injury, and I'm sure you'll be back soon.
Yeah, sure, man. Thank you, man. Take care.
Yeah, take care, big man.
Leroy, what are you taking me?
Yeah.
So like every time the elevator opened, we were like, "Who's that?" You know. And that elevator, I remember like it was a movie. Like the elevator opened and it was Cristiano with his like Christian collar or whatever, and he's like huge guy, and like just comes and sit next to us and started talking to us, and we were like, "What is this?"